you held on to those documents when you knew the federal government was seeking them and then had given you a subpoena to return them.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Can I talk?
Yeah, what's
you
the
mind?
answer?
Do you mind?
I would like for you to answer the question.
Okay, it's very simple to answer.
That's why I asked it.
It's very simple to, you're a nasty person, I'll tell you.
Can you answer why you held on to the documents?
I was negotiating and we were talking.
Hi, I'm Nat, and I'm back in Canada. But today I want to talk about President Trump and his town hall with CNN. So last week he sat down with CNN and Kaitlan Collins, who apparently will now be their new anchor because they've run out of them. But he sat down and it became more of a debate than a real town hall. It was supposed to be with potential voters for President Trump for the upcoming 2024 election, but it turned into more of a debate with Kaitlan Collins, with her essentially badgering him on over and over again, asking him questions about the election denial stuff and a lot of topics, but mostly centered on his apparent, or according to her and CNN, his denial of the 2020 presidential election results.
Does it bother you that he keeps talking about 2020 and not 2024? I'll ask you first. This is Jonathan Leslie. He's 40, Republican, voted for Trump twice. How do you feel about those lies?
So I feel like part of it's also the media narrative, as you guys asked him the first question at the town hall about the 2020 election, rather than current stuff.
So don't you think he could say it's time for me to start talking about 2024, not lies that aren't true?
Couldn't the media ask him a question about 2024?
Well, there were questions, but you're right, that was the first thing, but that's something that was on our mind. And that's why I was asked first.
And so while CNN was trying to paint President Donald Trump as this huge extremist that they've been telling their audience about and how awful he is, well, President Trump came out with some very mild, middle-of-the-road answers, especially when it came to the Ukraine war. I mean, this is what he said.
If I'm president, I will have that war settled in one day, 24 hours.
How would you settle that war in one day?
Because I'll meet with Putin, I'll meet with Zelensky. They both have weaknesses and they both have strengths. And within 24 hours, that war will be settled. It'll be over. It'll be absolutely over.
Do you want Ukraine to win this war?
I don't think in terms of winning and losing. I think in terms of getting it settled so we stop killing all these people and breaking down this country. Now,
so while the Democrats and a lot of the liberals and people that watch CNN are cheering on a proxy war in a country in which they're technically not involved, although, I mean, President Biden's son does have some involvement there and things keep coming out about that. Well, President Trump was saying, what I most want is for people to stop being killed and to stop the war. No new wars were started under his presidency, and with Biden, we're not only with Ukraine, but potentially some other ones coming down the line. But while all of this was happening, and after it happened, and CNN was essentially trying to wipe their tears dry and realizing what a bad idea it was for them, well, Trump got a boost in the ratings. And if that wasn't enough to help Trump, well, over the weekend, President Biden did something to help him even more. Because President Biden decided to go give a commencement speech at a historically black university, at Howard University. And during that time, he said this.
As the most dangerous terrorist threat to our homeland is white supremacy. And I'm not saying this because I'm at a black HBCU. I say it wherever I go.
And even though Biden felt it apparently necessary to highlight the fact that he is not just saying that because he is at a historically black university, but because he really feels it, well, he was probably just saying it because that is his, I think, only demographic left that would still be willing to vote for him. I mean, college-educated POCs, I think, are the only ones that are still kind of on board with him and Kamala. And it's not just that, but he came out sounding like what CNN has kept trying to portray Donald Trump as for the past 6 years. He came out sounding like the insane extremist that they kept trying to paint Trump as. And in contrast, a few days before, Trump had completely come out as a middle-of-the-road, I just want everybody to be peaceful and happy and not dead presidential candidate. While the Democrats have this kind of not really there president, which they also claimed about Trump, that was saying that the most dangerous terroristic threat to America is half of the population, or more than half of the population that lives in America. and that could potentially still vote for him. But I mean, the last little votes that he had, I think he just wiped away. And one last thing that helped highlight just how crazy and insane and out of touch President Biden's speech was at Howard University is that now that Title 42 has ended and the border situation and mess is now completely highlighted because everybody is publishing stories about it and there is a lot more focus on that, well, news came out that an Afghan national that was on a terror watch list illegally entered at the US border into America. He was apprehended, but again, that is like one drop in an ocean of potential people that could be actual terrorists that have been even flagged before, just pouring into the United States and sometimes even getting hotel accommodations. And by the way, kicking out people that were using those hotel accommodations, like homeless veterans in New York City, out of those hotels to welcome in, well, anyone who's able to get past Border Patrol, which right now is stretched completely thin and has been for years. And I mean, they don't have the resources to really check who's going in and out and who's telling the truth and who might have been on a terror watch list. At least it seems like they can't. So Biden, again, is just sounding completely out of touch and out of this world. And after that performance at the town hall, there's a lot of people saying that President Trump is back. And they're now seeing that he has probably the best chance right now in the race. And the polls are totally reflecting that. In the grand scheme of things, there's still a long, long way to go in this presidential race. So for now, just let me know what you thought about Trump and his performance at CNN's town hall. And as always, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.